back, you find my way back, but I'm tripping a love hack. You do me like that. But we get so long, I don't know how to act. Promise me when I see you, you do me like that. Caught in maze, you find my way back, but I'm tripping a love hack. You do me like that. But we get so long.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to achieve this look. It's a prom inspired look from my prom series that I'll be doing. I'll talk more about that like later, but right now I'm priming her eyes with my Louise base, and I'm tapping on the base with it's like a fluffy dense brush, if you get what I mean. And I'm just tapping back and forth, making sure that the base goes on smoothly before I lay my eyeshadow. And then I go in with my Morphe 39L palette and take that warm brown shade. It's so pretty. I love the shade on like deep skin, but I place that in her crease as my transition shade before I lay down my other shades, you know, to create that gradient effect as always, and to make sure that the look looks like blended and blown out and unified, so it's not just, you know, going from harsh shade to harsh shade. There's like a gradual blend through it. And then I'll be going in with this lighter shade for her brow bone to go above that shade, just so again there's a more blown out, like a more how do I say, a more gradual I said that already, but you get what I'm saying, like just a more blended look. Like this look is all about blending as per usual, and I just go back and forth between the two shades, adding where I feel color is missing. And then I go in with this really cool tone brown right in her crease, literally right under that first warm tone color. And I place it just to add depth into her crease, because when we cut that crease, honey, we need to see them colors. We need to see all the different shades that we wasted our time blending, and just to give, you know, a gradual blend. And I always go back and forth with the colors, because as you blend other colors, you lose the initial colors that you lay down. So you just go back and forth to your liking and build the colors as you feel, you know, works for you. And then I'm taking this like flat dense brush and I'm packing a black matte shade into her crease. And I like to use a flatter, more precise brush for this, so I can control the black, because black shadows can get out of control so quick, and we're not going for no raccoon vibes right now at all. So I like to take a dense, really packed dense brush and literally place it right where I need the shade, and then I go in with a fluffy brush and I like blend it out, just so there's no harsh line, because as you pack on matte shadows there will be a harsh line. So you have to make sure, like, it's essential that you go in with a fluffy brush and go over that line that you packed. And I'm not sure if I dipped back into the brown when I was going over it, but I'm pretty sure that this is a clean brush, and I just basically just swoop back and forth until the until that black shade was blown out. And then I go in with that first warm color that we laid in her crease, and I go over the edges of the black just to make sure, you know, that there are no harsh lines. Now I'm cutting her crease, and I'm using a flat concealer brush that I flattened even more. And to cut her crease, I'm using my LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Pure White. I don't know if that's a shade, but it's the whitest one. Like, it's literally pure white, and I just like this better than the eyeshadow base in my opinion, because it dries down faster and it just gives me a smoother base to work with, especially on top of those other dark colors. So like those dark colors don't really peek through when I'm laying down the other colors on her shade, so on her lid. So I'm just carving out her crease, you know, going with her eye shape, following her natural eye shape. And I just map out the you know, the round circular shape that I want, and I fill it in with the excess concealer. Now I'm taking a tightly packed brush. I'm really bad at describing my brushes. They're all fluffy and dense to me, honestly. But I'm taking this brush and I'm placing the black matte shade that we use in her crease on the outer part of her eyelid, where the end of the cut crease is, just to blend out the that harsh line, I guess, because I didn't want it to be like a full cut crease. I want it to be more like a half cut crease type of situation with a smoked out, you know, outer portion. So that's all I did with the black matte eyeshadow. And then I go back in with I'm pretty sure this is the oh my god, I'm having a total brain fart. The brown. Don't go back in with that brown. The next part, we're on to the next part already. Okay, so I'm taking this really warm tone brown and putting it all over her lid right next to the matte black shade, and I'm packing it on because I want this color payoff to be like superb. Like, I need this to be, you know, rich. So I'm packing it on with a dense brush, because y'all know me. Yeah, and then I go back in with a fluffy brush and I blend the colors together. So I'm just swooping back and forth, making sure that that brown and that black really, you know, marry and unify. And now I'm going in with this lighter brown from my Magic palette from Juvia's Place, and I'm placing it like right in that portion of her lid between the white and the other brown. And this is just, you know, to create a blended gradient, because, you know, we don't want any harsh lines. And then I go back in with the black, and basically I just play with these three colors, and I go back in where I feel color needs to be added, and I just blend, honestly. Again, working from that same palette, I'm I'm adding this white shade onto her inner portion of her eyelid, and I'm just packing it on, and then I just go back in again with that other brown shade that we laid. I really need to learn the name of these shades. It'll be helpful. And I just go back and forth. Right now I'm taking my clear lash glue from Kiss, and I'm placing it all over her lid where I'm placing the glitter, and then I go in with the flat brush and I place the glitter on top of the lash glue. This glitter, to me, I love it because it's more of a topper glitter. It has like it gives me pigment vibes, but it's chunkier and like it's not as fine as a pigment, so it showed up really well. But it still looks like a pigment. Like, if you guys have seen like the J La Rue pigments, like in white gold or lemonade, it looks like that, but it's bigger than that. But it's not as big as like a fine glitter. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a really, really fine glitter. And I just place the lash glue, and then I just go back in with the glitter on the other eye, the same thing. And that, yeah, that's just all I'm doing in this part. Now, every time I have to do an accent with a white liner, I literally hold my breath because it could go wrong so quick. So I'm just taking this white liner from Nyx, and I'm outlining the top portion of her crease just to define where I laid the, you know, where I cut her crease. And I just feel like it was a cute little accent to this look, because this look is like dramatic, but it wasn't at that level for me. So this took it there. And then I'm just lining her I need to speak correctly. I'm just lining her eyes with a black liner. I did a thick liner this time, like a thicker one that I usually do, because she had a lot of lid space, and baby, I was going to utilize it at all costs, and that's just that on that. So yeah, I just did a thicker liner than usual. When I was doing my eyeliner this time, I kind of angled it upwards. You'll see I angled it upwards. I kind of maneuvered my hand in a way, and I just like the way it came out. Now onto her face. I'm just priming her face with my mattifying Fenty Beauty PRO FILT'R primer. I'm probably mixing up the words in there. And then I go with my short kabuki brush, or like kabuki style brush, and I just blend it out. And then So for this look, what I'm doing differently is I watched the Scott Barnes technique or whatever, and I decided to try it out of nowhere. Girl, I ain't never tried it before, but I wanted to like be spontaneous and try it in this video, not knowing if it was gonna go good or bad. So I was like on a leap of faith for real. So first off, I take my concealer, LA Girl Pro concealer in shade Fawn, and I just highlight her face like I would on top of foundation. The only difference is I'm doing it on top of her bare skin in a way, like, you know, on top of her primer. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just highlighting, and then I go in with my contour as well, on like just like I would do with a regular face. Just the difference is it's on her bare skin. And y'all, I was so scared. Like, I was so scared using this technique because, again, like I said, I randomly just tried it out of nowhere. Like, my hands just had a mind of its own, and they started doing whatever they wanted to do. So yeah, the end result was actually really nice. As I was doing it, I did a lot of trial and error in my head. Like, I was taking note of like what I would do differently next time. So as this series continues, y'all will see me probably tweak some things, change some things. But here I'm just contouring with her shade in the Juvia's Place complexion sticks and Katsina. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah. And that's all I did. And then I set her face before blending as usual with my setting mist, and then I start blending with my foundation brush, like the regular foundation brushes that come with like brush sets or whatever, and I just start tapping away like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. So that's all I'm doing. This whole step right here is just blending. So I'm gonna be quiet and just let you guys watch the blending process. And it's actually really satisfying watching it all come together. So yeah. So now I'm taking her foundation shade in my Instapop face brush, and her foundation shade was 365 and Fit Me. And I'm basically, in my own way, I'm not sure if the video that I watched, I'm not sure if he did this or not, but in my own way, I'm taking the foundation brush and I'm basically placing foundation everywhere I feel needs the product. So yeah, he did do this in the video for sure. He placed it like in between the highlight and the contour. So on her forehead, I placed the foundation in between that shade, like the area where the highlight and contour is supposed to blend. And then I did the same thing on her jaw as you saw before. And I just go back and forth with blending. Like, this look is literally like blending all the way. And then I placed the foundation on top of her like in her cheekbone area, like between the contour and the highlight. And then I just go back and forth with product basically. Like, sometimes I add some highlight where I feel I need more, like concealer, and then I just blend away. was so blown away by how pretty this came out. Like, it looked like her skin. Like, it looked so pretty. Like, it wasn't too much, but it was still snatched. And I'm literally gonna be doing this like all the time now, once I perfect it, because I'm still like, you know, sorting out the kinks. But it looks really pretty. And now I'm setting her face with my banana setting powder from Black Radiance as usual. And you know, I'm just setting everywhere that I place the concealer. I set, you know, under her eyes, her chin, her forehead, nose, and I place some on her upper lip area too as well. Now I'm taking the Black Radiance True Complexion powder again, but this time it's in a different shade. This shade is Honeymoon. It's more of her, it's more closer to her skin tone, so that there's no harsh line with the, you know, chiseling out the contour or whatever. And then I'm just setting her face all over, because, you know, this whole face is basically concealer. So just set it where you feel it needs to be set. And then I go in with my Black Radiance contour palette, and I take the contour shade and I bronze her face everywhere that I place the cream contour to set and bronze. And I really like this technique because I feel like her face didn't lose any color. Usually I bronze to add color back to the face, but I really feel like in this case I was just bronzing to set, honestly, because the color in her face was there. It was prominent. Like, her skin looked gorgeous. I wiped off her bake under her contour with my foundation brush, using the excess powder on my I keep saying powder, using the excess product on my foundation brush to blend in the powder with her skin. And then I went in with the same palette, but this time I used the Sculpt shade, which is that shade in the middle, and I just it's like a, you know, it's like a setting powder, like a pressed powder shade, and I just used that as I dusted away the loose powder. I just use that to add color and to set her face, and it looks so pretty. Like, y'all, I'm branching out. I don't ever do this, and I'm loving it. And then I take an angled brush and I just sculpt out her nose and set where I cream contoured her nose. Oh my gosh, I never cream contour. I don't cream contour the nose at all, so I'm definitely branching out. And then I blend it all together with her foundation brush, and this is all I do. And I will go back, yeah, I go back into the Black Radiance palette and I take that Sculpt shade again, and I just blend out her under her contour where I place that powder, and it just gets rid of that harsh line and makes everything look soft and seamless. Now I'm just breaking the powder cast with my Badescu spray and lavender, and then I go in with my MAC blush and burnt pepper, and I just add the blush to her cheeks to add color. You guys, I love this technique so much. Like, her face looks so pretty. Like, watching this back as I'm doing this voiceover, this is bomb. Like, this is some runway model A1 stuff. Like, yes, I'm loving this. I'm living for this, totally. so backwards. I go in with the eye stuff after all this, and now I'm like I'm smoking out her lower lash line to balance her eye, because you know she got all that stuff going on at the top, and you don't want to leave the under eye barren. Like, you want it to be like a mirror effect. Like, you don't want your eye to be top heavy at all. And then I go in with the brown shade. I don't remember which one, but I use that brown shade to blend out the black so it's not as harsh. And oh y'all, I found something out. Okay, so I always see the Instagram makeup artists, they use like this pretty white in the inner corner, but my white is never prominent. So me being the genius that I am, I decided to use my white concealer and then set it with a white eyeshadow. I felt like a genius coming up with this, and I feel like I deserve my props, because at this point. And then I'm just going back over her eyebrows to put product where it was lost. And then I start highlighting, and the highlighter that I use is different from my usual. It's a highlighter that I've had for a while, but I just never touch it. It was the Makeup by Shayla and ColourPop first collaboration, and I'm pretty sure this highlighter is not even available anymore, because when I checked ColourPop's website for the PNG or for the picture or whatever, it wasn't popping up. So yeah, that's what I used. I liked it. It wasn't as I don't want to say pigmented, but I expected more of a glow from it, but it was fine because I don't like too much highlight on my clients anyways. For her lips, I'm not sure what shade I use. I know it's the same lip liner that I always use, so it's Kiss lip liner in the shade Deep Chocolate or something like that. I'll go look in my other description videos and I'll just, you know, copy and paste. But yeah, but for her actual lip shade, like the actual matte color I use, I really don't remember, but it was more of a pinky type nude color, I guess. I really don't know. Finally, I just tightline her waterline with my NYX pencil in black, and then I set her face with my Morphe setting mist, and that literally concludes the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I taught y'all something new, because I feel like a genius with these tips, like for real. And yeah, subscribe because you don't want to miss my prom series. I have heat on the way. And again, thank you guys for watching. See y'all in the next video. Bye.